Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David with Elle. She's just woke up this morning. She sleeps in my office because you can't trust a kitten not to wake you up in the middle of the night wanting to play. Okay, so speaking of waking up, I got up this morning and I was thinking about the reading I did last night with regards to the debates and the news out there that Sean Hannity was floating a balloon of the idea that maybe Trump should skip the first debate. And the story that I did the day before about right-wing politicians saying that Michelle Obama should run for president of the United States and Biden should spend time with his family. And it's starting to occur to me that this is like placating a 3-year-old who's having a massive meltdown. And people are running around trying to do things to make this 3-year-old feel better during their tantrum. I think part of it is that Trump, well, first off, he's got a lot of legal problems and he knows he's really staring at prison. The second thing is that he's lost to Biden once, and it's really starting to dawn on him he's going to lose to him again. And people are reading this, or things that he's saying that are causing people to react. Because as Michael Cohen says, Donald Trump acts like a mafia don. And so, somebody needs to do something about this, and they understand that that's an order from Trump to go do something. So why are they trying to get Biden out of the race, suggesting Michelle Obama should run? Why are they suggesting that Trump should skip the first debates? I think, honestly, Trump can't stand the thought of losing to Biden again. He can't understand how he lost the first time, and he probably thinks Biden is the worst, weakest, most horrific presidential candidate ever, and Trump lost to him. And probably has his own internal polling numbers showing he's losing to him again. And it's causing a downward spiral. But I think a lot of this, what's driving a lot of this is his fear of accountability, Trump's fear of accountability, because of those 34 felony convictions. And sentencing is coming up. And the walls are closing in. And he is just scrambling trying to get stuff done. As I'm thinking of all this, because who doesn't think that first thing in the morning when they wake up, a little notice comes in that Dave Johnson has just done a reading about is Trump losing his mind? And it literally was the exact thought I was having this morning. And to the point where I'm actually recording this video before I start work this morning so I can get something up today on it. I want to read on it more in depth, but I want to do just a quick reading on this because I'm curious about the answer, and we'll both find out. We will all find out at the same time. I might have a few more than one viewer. Now the cats are wrestling. It's a good morning in the house here. Okay, so what I want to know from Spirit is, what is Trump's mental state right now? Given these 34 felony convictions, the fact that his acolytes are running around trying to get him out of things that would cause the presidential debates against Biden, replacing Biden with Michelle Obama. It's almost like, I think part of it on my reading last night was getting Michelle Obama would, really motivate his base. But I think it's also, it would give him another grievance that, oh, well, of course I lost to Michelle Obama because everything's rigged for her. She lives this blessed life and things aren't fair and blah, blah, blah. Although I don't know how that would work because he'd be losing to a woman and a black woman, no less. So he'd have to convince himself that the cheating was paramount. And that's probably it, is that he could better sell that it's cheating because how could this country vote a black woman into office? And while you and I totally understand how Michelle Obama could win that office, even though she doesn't want it, we understand how she could win it. Trump's base, though, they can't. And he's trying to activate them. Okay, but let's look about Trump's mental health here. What's going on with Trump mentally right now? Because he appears to be melting down. Okay, entertainment purposes only. What do we got? King of Pentacles. I will be reading on his health event, or his health status. This is more focusing on his mental health. Okay, so this is supposed to be King of Pentacles, man who has everything, what do you bring to the table type thing, but this could also be health as well. What are we crossing this with? The Ace of Wands. Okay, so Trump is basically, he's holding on to most of the money, and he grifts even more of the money, and he carries all the clout. Because he has all the money, he has all the clout. And he's used to being able to telling people what to do because he has the money. Consider his family. His kids do everything he tells them to because he has the money. When subcontractors try and sue him to get paid properly, he takes out the big stick and takes them to court and runs them out of money to the point where it's like they understand it costs them more money to sue Trump to collect what they're owed than to fight, and when they're fighting it. Underneath is the Ace of Swords. So Trump is used to having more resources and more power. And he's missing that authority, that dictatorship-like authority, that when you run a business, when you're the CEO of business, you basically are a mini dictator. Yeah, there might be a board that you have to answer to, but those are like your oligarchs, right? So here we go. It's like a Putin oligarch thing that they're trying to make the U.S. Political scene. But I think you've got actions, and you've got swords are about air energy. It's also righteousness, sword of truth and justice, but it's also about mental acuity. It's about intelligence. Now, he's not as sharp as he used to be. In the past, we've got the Five of Cups. He's been suffering basically from 2020 on. Life has been nothing but a bunch of setbacks for him. Yeah, he gets the occasional victory here or there, but generally speaking, things aren't working out well for him. Jeez. Oh, cry me a frickin' river, buddy. Current situation is heartbreak and betrayal. The Republicans in the House and in the Senate and in the judiciary aren't fighting hard enough for him. The consequences are coming. Here come the consequences. I don't want to face the consequences. I'm holding all the money. You politicians, do something to save me. You guys have been a huge disappointment in the past. You're a huge disappointment right now. Basically, he's on an island of he's feeling isolated, and he's looking for people to come in and save him. He wants people to take action to save him. Overarching energy is the Hermit card. He's looking for a way out. He's being backed up. Picture the Hermit living in a cave and coming out and exploring. Usually on the high energy, the Hermit's about journeying and enlightenment and seeking a path forward. He's retreating. Now, he's asking other people to find a path forward for him, but while they're doing that, he's backing up because, like I was saying earlier, he's backed into a corner. The walls are closing in. He doesn't have anywhere to go. And, they use the metaphor caged animal, and that makes Donald Trump seem way more cool and way more feral than he really is. But it's for somebody who's never had boundaries, who's always had more resources than anybody else, who can always just bully his way into things, being boxed in like he is got to be unnerving. He doesn't have the tools to cope with it. And you're seeing it play out. Okay. The lesson to be learned is the Seven of Swords. He's desperately trying to figure out ways to get out of doing things. He doesn't want to go to prison. He doesn't want to do the debates. Heck, this dude doesn't even want to be president. What he wants is to not go to jail. What he wants is to not be accountable. What he should have listened to Howard Stern all those years ago when Howard Stern was telling him, dude, what are you doing? Why are you running for president? You got your helicopter, you got your planes, you got your golf courses, you got your wife. Go enjoy life. Why in God's name would you want to do this? Well, he got greedy. He tried to take things that didn't belong to him. And again, if he didn't steal, if he didn't commit 5 felonies a day, he wouldn't be facing the consequences he is now. But the bill has come due. The piper wants to be paid. And the outcome is going to be the Seven of Wands. He's going to continue having to fight. He's spending all his energy trying to fight things off, but he's also getting his he's looking for a champion almost to fight off these things too. Yeah, there's too much stuff coming at him. Not that he's a great planner, but he this is too much too fast. He's used to controlling the narrative, and he's lost the narrative, and he's desperately trying to get the narrative back any way he can, because if he can control the narrative, he can control the news cycles, and he can control what people think, and he can manifest things. Things are coming too fast at him. That didn't answer me of his mental acuity, but it is explaining why he is where he is. And it could be this is why his mental acuity, if it's decreasing, why it's decreasing. Because the walls are closing in. Basically, he's starting to panic. He's going into the lizard brain. He's not in the strategic part of his brain. And I know some of you are going to be laughing like, I didn't. Strategic part of the brain? It's probably still shiny and new. It looks like a time capsule, never been touched. But no, he is really descending into panic mode here. Okay, we've got a little bit more time. What about, again, what is his mental health looking like? Tell me about his mental health, please. Let's see what we got. Now, speaking of manifestation, we have the Magician card. The manifestation, but it's also on the low energy, the illusion. He's lived so long and met some, I think this is at least getting closer to mental health. He's always had the ability to manifest what he wants. He's actually really good at it. The problem is that his manifestation is unique to him. It's an illusion to everybody else because he doesn't live in our reality. So he creates his own reality, and he's managed to convince about a third of the voting public to join him in his fake reality. But that fake reality isn't working for him anymore. No, and the problem is when you're an illusionist and you create an illusion, that's great, but after a while, you have to have something to build off of. And there's nothing to build off of here. And less people are convinced by his illusions. And his manifesting isn't working anymore, basically, because karma's come to collect the bill. Page of Pentacles. Again, we get Pentacles can be about health and wealth here. I think messaging people, I think what this is people are starting to look at his health a little more closely. They're talking in the background about his health. It's kind of, still the people are talking about things that are going on here. And again, he could be manifesting his own mental health issues because of the disappointment. In the past, we have the Seven of Coins. I'm reading the Coins as health here. He's had doctors looking at him. There are things going on with his health that are being evaluated. And I think they've come up with plans to help address them. But there's only so much you can do. Underlying health problems and treatments that go with it. But you also have to follow the treatment plan. And no treatment plan's perfect. More Pentacles. It's again, there's a progression of his health. I keep talking about his health event, and we're asking specifically about mental health, but we see a progression here. Knight of Pentacles is moving on. Knight of Pentacles can also be mercenaries. So, he might be doctor shopping too. What he likes are doctors that tell him he's fine, and I think he's having a hard time finding those doctors. They do the tests. They tell him the good news, the bad news. And it's just, Trump doesn't take good care of himself. And when somebody comes with him with suggestions on how to improve his health, he tells them where to go and how to get there. He won't follow the advice because he knows better. He knows better than all the doctors. Remember, he's smarter than all the doctors in the room, just like he's smarter than all the generals in the room. But, he's needed to take action. He's been needing to take action for a while. There's things he needs to do that he needs to take action that he has been taking action on. And because he's delayed things, he now needs to, he's run out of time. He's run out of runway. And here's that Seven of Wands again. He's got multiple things going on with him that he's beating back. But as you can imagine, as there's more stress involved with this, it's going to be an exhausting fight because he fights everything. He's going to have to start giving up some of his fights if he's going to fight for his health, his mental health or his overall health here. The outcome is the Empress. Part of this is Trump's just lazy. He doesn't want to do anything. He wants the answers brought to him, which they bring him the answers, but then he doesn't want to actually do the work. This is a whole lot of work. This is no fun. This is like rehab. I don't want to do rehab. Lindsey Graham, you go do rehab for me, okay? But also, if he actually listened and took action and addressed the health concerns, diet, exercise, de-stressing, getting enough sleep, getting rid of drugs, and drinking more water or talking with your psychiatrist, he could actually start addressing, he could stabilize his health situation here. But people have been discussing it behind his back, as it were. He's been evaluated, and he keeps getting messages on that. Again, I'll read on health and health events coming up. I'm not getting anything from this saying there's something urgent with it. What I'm getting here is that people are talking about it. People are urging him to take action on it, and he won't, because that's not what he wants to do. He just wants it to go away, and these doctors should come up with a cure that requires no effort on his part, or involves a cure that involves him eating McDonald's hamburgers with ketchup and no buns, and drinking Diet Cokes, and playing golf. One of those three things should be the cure to all his ailments. It's up to the doctors to figure out how to get the right combination of those things. Oh, and to make these court cases go away. These court cases are weighing on him heavily. Those 34 felony counts are really weighing on him. And people around him are seeing it. And I expect you're going to see more and more of a downward spiral as sentencing comes up. Especially if he gets sentenced to prison time. Whether he has to serve it or it's suspended, we'll see. But I have a hard time picturing a scenario where he's not given prison sentence. If nothing else, even if it's suspended, what if they 38 months in prison, but they can suspend it. And what you're doing is you're holding that, like that sword of justice that was underneath there, you're going to hold that over his head. You step out of line, your ass is going to prison. And Donald doesn't like that. Donald likes to be the one, have people sitting underneath the sword of Damocles being held up by a string. He's the one that likes to hold people's feet to the fire. And he takes glee in that sadistic type thing. But now the shoe's on the other foot, and he doesn't like it, not even a little bit. Although, karmically speaking, it's just sort of like, this is what you put out there, and this is what came back. We'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Have a good morning. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. And now I get to go watch Dave Johnson's video. Very selfish of me, but the whole reason for doing this is I want to watch Dave's video, and I don't want to be influenced by it. Have a good morning, everyone. Take care.